For a student joining a new Discord server or gaming group, the initial experience is usually a rush of excitement. You find a community, you click join, and instantly you are part of a network. The early interactions are often purely positive. The notifications roll in with compliments on gameplay, inside jokes, and welcoming messages. It feels good to find a space where you are wanted and validated by peers. This is how digital manipulation begins. It rarely starts with aggression. Instead, it builds on the same foundations as any real friendship: shared interests and mutual trust. Then comes a subtle pivot. A member might ask to keep the chat hidden from parents, or propose a small loyalty challenge, asking the student to do something slightly uncomfortable just to prove they fit in. That initial excitement starts to feel like a knot in the stomach. The demands slowly grow, and the line between hanging out with friends and following strict orders begins to blur. By the time a user realizes the environment has become toxic, their personal boundaries have been silently pushed back. The trap is effective because it is built using the language of friendship. To dismantle this trap, we need to look at the mechanics of online manipulation. It is a system designed to take control over someone else's decisions. This map shows how that system operates. A manipulator targets the user in the center, applying pressure through emotional levers. They use the promise of friendship to pull the user in, and then use fear and guilt to restrict their choices. Secrecy is the most important lever. A controlling group cuts off outside perspectives, telling the user that teachers and parents don't understand them. Once those outside voices are blocked, the group becomes the only source of information. They also use urgency. By demanding immediate action or threatening to expose the user if they hesitate, manipulators force their target to react in a panic rather than thinking the situation through. Recognizing these levers changes how you see the group. When you know how the system works, confusing emotional pressure turns into a series of clear warning signs. Back in the chat, the student can look at their notifications with these tactics in mind. A message says, "If you were really one of us, you'd do it." This is a loyalty test, using the threat of losing the friendship to force the student to comply. Another message follows, "Don't listen to your teachers, they're clueless." This is an explicit attempt to isolate the student from people who can actually help them. When these messages appear together, the nature of the group changes. The student can see how the group is using secrecy and loyalty to limit where they go and who they talk to. Real friends respect your boundaries. They don't require you to pass tests to earn their respect, and they don't penalize you for saying no. The screen lights up with a final, uncomfortable demand. The pressure is high, and the student needs an immediate exit strategy. The first step is to pause. Stepping away from the device breaks the sense of urgency the group created. Next, leave. Close the app and exit the group to physically end the interaction. Once you are out, secure your digital space. Block the accounts to stop the messages. Then take screenshots of the conversation. This record is important for the final step, reporting the incident to a teacher or parent. The student closes the chat, blocks the users, and goes to talk to a school counselor. The secrecy that kept the group in control is gone. Telling an adult breaks the isolation. It moves the conversation out of a private chat and into the real world, where the group no longer has the power to set the rules. By identifying these dynamics early and following this protocol, students protect their own well-being and help make the entire school community a safer place to be online.